Newly certified medical coders, my name is Doug Palmer. I'm a medical coder of 34 years. I also own a medical coding training company called AAOMCP, American Association of Medical Coding Professionals. And so between day one and the 34th year, all of that time was what was called experience. And I'd like to give you some straight talk. I would like to give you some advice. I would like to give you some insight. And I would like to help you. Okay. Your achievement of accomplishing your certification is to be commended. You should be proud of that. It's great. But I hear and see so much frustration out there, and I hear the same thing over and over and over again. Nobody will hire me because I don't have experience. How can I get experience if no one will hire me? Okay. And so one of the things I really want to talk to you straight on about is taking personal responsibility for your career. Okay. And I say career because if you got into this as a job and you're just going to treat it as a job, you've already got a strike against you. Okay. Hiring decision makers are looking for people who show dedication and focus on their career. The notion that an organization is supposed to accept the compliance risk of inexperience, the revenue drain of inexperience, a open position that if they have to dedicate one or more other people to training you, then they've got more than one open position. So what I'm trying to get at is you need to stop thinking about you, and you need to start thinking more of a team mindset and well, how can I fit in to this process? Okay. You know, I hear so much about getting a letter removed, getting a letter removed from a certification. Folks, if that letter magically disappears, you still have no experience. And if 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year have gone by since you passed your exam, you are 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year less experienced. A lot of people don't remember what they did yesterday. So the further you get out from your exam date and you have not coded a chart, you are less and less appealing to a hiring decision maker. And I've just got to be straight up with you about that. You need to think about what the hiring decision maker is looking for. Okay, they are looking for somebody with drive and determination. And if all you have done since passing your exam is flood employers with resumes that have no experience in response to job posts that say experience required, do you not understand what the message is that you're sending? You are showing a disregard already. You haven't interviewed, you haven't gotten a job. You're showing disregard for what they are instructing you to do, and that's bring experience. The answer to how do I get experience if no one will hire me, if you see that as the only way to get experience, well, then again, you're you're demonstrating a lack of resourcefulness. You're demonstrating a lot of things, and I don't want you to take offense to that, but you have to understand that that person who's reading those resumes, that's going to conduct those interviews, that's going to be supervising these people, they're not inexperienced. They know the risk of hiring inexperienced. Let me say this. Not more than 9 out of 10, 9.7 out of 10, very few newly certified coders have ever worked with a physician who hates documenting. Where do you code from? Documentation. So coursework and coding pristine charts is not the real world. The real world is full of deficiencies and obstacles in charts that requires experience to overcome. And if you've never coded a real world chart, you've got to understand it's not because you have a letter after your certification. It's not even that you don't have experience. It's that you have not been willing to get the experience. How many charts have you coded since you passed your exam? Have you gone online and found some charts and coded them? No, you probably have not. Very few have. So I will tell you what I have done. And first of all, let me tell you this. If you go back to the organization where you got your certification and ask them to provide you with additional follow-on experience for free, I'd like to know what the answer is, but I already do. I offer an apprentice program where you are the focus, where we dedicate staff, where you are the focus, where we dedicate all of our time to focus on you, to get you experience. And so if you want to turn away from that, that's fine. But what I have done is, again, we can't work for free. You're not going out there submitting resumes to work for free, and nobody works for free. Nobody does that. Okay. We have tried to share the burden. We've created a real EMR, a real live EMR, and filled it with real world records, real world challenges, real world experience. That doesn't come free. Took a lot of work, takes money to operate, takes money to mentor. What we've done is we have created a program to defer a large percentage of that cost till you complete the program and have experience, and hopefully even get a job. And so that is what we bring to the table to try and help you. And I will say that if you still don't want to help yourself, if that's not good enough for you, I do want to remind you that there are 500 to 1,000 new certifications each and every month. 500 to 1,000. Okay, so if you're 3 months out or 6 months out from your exam and you can't find a job because you don't have experience, well, guess what? Every single month, there's 500 to 1,000 newly certified medical coders out there trying to fight for a job. If you do the bare minimum or do nothing, you are placing yourself at a severe disadvantage. And so I am just trying to give it to you straight. I know people out there will say, oh, just keep applying, just keep applying. As a hiring decision maker, nothing gets me more twisted up than somebody who submits a resume clearly disregarding what the job posting said. So if I say 3 years experience, or if I say experience, and I get a resume from somebody who has no experience, you have to understand what that says to the person reading that resume. It says, I don't care what you wrote in your job post. I'm doing this anyway. Is that the kind of person you think somebody should hire? Is somebody who sends a message that before you hire me, I'm already going to disregard what you say? You got to think about these things, folks. You have to stop thinking about me, and you got to stop thinking about your wants and desires, and you got to at least come halfway to meet the needs and desires of the hiring decision maker. Because you know what? When it comes push comes to shove, guess who's going to win that contest? Okay, they don't have to hire you. And so you've got to give them a reason to hire you. And you've got to remove all the reasons for them not to. Resumes, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a resume that said the file name was resume. Folks, that imagine you sitting there and getting resumes, and now you've got 100 files named resume. So now everybody expects you to go rename those. You need to think. You need to think ahead. You need to think it through. And that is what comes with experience. And so it's not just about a letter. You could remove the letter. Your resume is still going to be without experience. And so if you want experience, there's more than one way to do it. There's easier ways to do it than to fight 500 to 1,000 new coders every month for limited positions without any kind of advantage. And so again, I just want to give you some straight talk. I know it's not all, honey and cream. But if you want to succeed, you've got to understand the reality of the situation. And I could sugarcoat it for you, but I don't think I'm doing you any favors. I am proud of and by the way, I've always been the hiring decision maker that wanted to give somebody a chance. And I was always open to, somebody without experience was not an obstacle for me. Okay. But it wasn't just anybody without experience. That inexperienced person had to give me a reason that I wanted to give them a chance. Or at least not give me reasons not to give them a chance. So, folks, I hope you just take some of this advice. I hope you think about the person on the other side of this transaction, okay, what they're seeking, and taking that seriously. Again, folks, it's a compliance risk. It is a revenue drain. It is a resource drain. Okay, and if you just expect them to take that on and you won't take any responsibility for minimizing that gap, you're sending the wrong message. You need to take accountability for your career. And again, if you got into this for a job, as a job, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, there's things I could say, but this is a career. And if you embrace it as one, you will certainly go far. Congratulations on your certification. I wish all of you the best. I wish you all great success. Just remember, at 34 years, I have earned where I am. I hope that you embrace that notion of earning it. Okay. And again, I just want to remind you that placing that responsibility on employers is something you may want to think through. Okay, you need to take responsibility, for your own career and show them that you are the person to hire. Again, straight talk. Just want to give it to you straight. I don't want to, I don't want to sugarcoat and and posture somebody for a harder road than necessary. So congratulations on your certification and much success in your career. And we hope you visit our site and come and chat with us. Open a chat on our site. We'd be happy to talk to you. My best.